so it's been a bit more than 4 or 5 days since I've been on. It's been really crazy at work, and the tiredness level and everything. But today is a get ready with me, but also a vlog. My mum's coming on is it Friday? Next Friday. So I've got so many things to do. This room is going to be turned upside down. My sofa's arriving today. Everything also came at once. I've got a lovely colleague, Sue, today, who is replacing me today, and I'll return the favour only because last night at about, what is it today? It is Friday. Sorry, it's been a long day, a long week even. And basically last night, which was Thursday, I got a confirmation. And this sofa has been ordered for, you know, the minute I got in. The only thing, so it's semi-furnished. The only thing that I didn't have was a sofa, because I had gotten rid of my other sofa when I shared. So I basically got it pretty soon, but I ordered it as in pretty soon, and now it's arriving kind of 2 months later. I don't know what the holdup was, but I got a message basically, to make a very long story short, very, very late, to say that it was arriving the next day. So very luckily I was able to get a replacement. So today we're going to do a quick get ready with me, and then we're going to do a whole vlog throughout the day. I've been on antibiotics because I got folliculitis, which is kind of a blockage of some of the skin, so then it kind of it struggles kind of with the follicles. So I've been on antibiotics, meaning I couldn't take kind of my vitamins that were usual vitamins, the specific, sorry guys, I've had 2 coffees and I'm still not awake. The specific antibiotics I couldn't take vitamins and things that I usually take, and I think it's really kind of shown in my face and things like that. So I'm all back to kind of 100% health. I really wanted to, after I put on my primer and my foundation, and I wanted to try this because I didn't realize, guys, that I actually got, this is the Drunk Elephant bronzing drops. So I was taking it out the other day to put it back in its packaging, and I realized you get a moisturizer with it, and as far as I know, it's a moisturizer. Whipped cream. So yes, we're going to use that. So my SPF is already on. So this is just something, it doesn't have SPS, but it's called Rescue Recover Ceramide. Now I am going to check, guys, if this is something you can get in a bottle by itself. It's the facial moisturizer for hydration. Apply anytime on clean drying skin. Mix with the Drunk Elephant serum for a total skincare solution. So yes, I mean, you don't get a lot, but I am going to check, guys, if this is something that Drunk Elephant do separately. So obviously I didn't realize, because the box, it was just kind of tucked down below in the box, and I only saw it the other day when I was putting it back in and it fell out. So we're going to do that. So all my skincare is on, and what I am going to do is just put on my normal kind of primer and my 2 Perfectors 4-in-1 Glow. It is quite a warm day today. It does say this is a primer, but I do tend to like putting on my W7 Prime Magic. So we're going to do that now. It's a clear liquid, and it's really, really good value for money. It's a let me go like that. It's a dupe for the Smashbox primer, and I think I've mentioned that before. I'm just going to get my mirror here. So yes, it's going to be a crazy day. I haven't seen my mum, if I think back, wow, April, I think, was the last time I saw her. No, was it? Yes, I think it was April. So a long time. So I'm looking forward to seeing her. It could have even been before that, guys. Now this goes on so smooth, guys. Not sticky consistency at all. Sort of feels like a gel, but once it goes on, it really feels soft on the skin. So what I'm going to do now is, once that's all kind of, so just before I mention, because this is a moisturizer, I do have SPF, if I haven't said that on already, SPF 25 on already. So that's all you need. And now what I'm going to do is, my hair needs to be washed today. I will do that too, dried even. So now what we're going to do is put on the mixture of the Perfect 4-in-1 Glow. I have 0.5 Fair Light Cool, and then I have 0.0 Fair Light. I have said in previous videos, I saw this online, thought it was my skin tone, bit too dark, so I got this one, and then I was going to throw this out because you can't really give it to anyone else due to the sponge, but I actually ended up mixing them both, and I get a really, really good result. So I'm going to try and get away with no foundation today, see how that goes. So yes, so what I'm going to do is I start off with one, and I just put it around the skin now that we've got our gripping primer on. And I would really, really highly recommend that W7 Prime Magic. I think I've said in a couple of my videos that they do so many dupes for different various makeup products. So now I'm going to just pop on the other one. Okay, again, I have a room here that faces like a little walkway that people use for their dogs. And the other day I was going to Tesco, and they obviously walk by and see, due to the window, they can see me. And it's just the way the house faces. It's kind of not anything in particular, but they stopped me the other day and said, you know, they mentioned that they saw me, so that was a bit unusual. I've never been stopped before. Okay, so that just goes on, and I tend to just put it on with my, because it's such a light texture, I like to put it on just with, sometimes with my hands, and just, I will put on concealer today. I'm going to try and escape without foundation. I'm trying to give my skin a little bit of a break, particularly as I've just come off the antibiotics and it did kind of mess with my skin. It did say that was some of the side effects. So what I am going to do before we go in with our tan or bronzing drops is use the Multitasker Concealer from Rimmel. And I'm just going to pop that where we need it. In here, and I may use a sponge for this one, a smaller one. So I'm really interested to kind of see how this mousse, it says it's a mousse texture moisturizer. So I don't think it's, I'm not going to kind of focus it on the areas that I've put the concealer on. I'm going to warm this up with my skin. I think I've said in previous videos, I like to warm this up because it's a slightly thicker consistency, which I don't mind. But if you leave it for too long, it's hard to kind of move around the face. But it is a strong concealer, so it's quite good in that sense. So I've just got my smaller beauty blender, and what I'm going to do is just spray that quickly. Okay. So just pop it under there, just like that. So it kind of just gives that nice kind of awake look, clear. I'm actually going in today just with my duo that I kind of use every day. This is the Wet n Wild, and this one is in Cool Whip, and then this one is I Love You a Latte from E.L.F. So we're going to be using those in combination. I think you've seen a short that I've done before. Okay, so let's just get that around the face where we need to. Just making it all look a little bit natural. So, okay. Now that kind of I have sort of the skincare on, the well, not the foundation, but I've done the prime. It's BB cream basically. So these two are 4-in-1s, and they're BB creams, concealers, highlighters, and primers. But I did want to kind of, just due to the day, and it's quite warm today, pop on my W7 Prime Magic. It's universal. They do greens and purples for color correcting, so that's quite good too. I think a couple of years ago I tried the green one and it was quite good. The clear one just suits my skin better. Okay, so let's open that package. So this is how much you get. So I will look again, as I said. So this is the Repair and Restore Mousse Facial Moisturizer. So we're gonna have a look at that. I think you get like a little thing here where you can peel it off. So we're gonna do that. And it comes out, I don't know what color it's gonna be. I imagine probably like a white creamish color. So we're gonna pull that off. Okay, so we've just pulled that off, and what I'm going to do is just see how much you actually get. Yeah, so it's a white consistency. You actually get a lot, considering you're just going to be using it on your face. It has some Prime Magic just left there, so that's what it looks like. A thick consistency. Doesn't smell of anything. So what I'm going to do is, before I put it on, I'm actually going to mix it. So this is our Drunk Elephant drops. Okay, and we're just going to out. There we go, a little bit there, a little bit more there. Okay, so now what I'm going to, that was just 2 small drops, and I'm just going to mix it here, so it's kind of like we're putting on more of a bronzing liquid rather than just a cream again over the concealer and foundation. That's what I would recommend. That's the color it came to. And now what we're going to do is just pop that there as we would. Very creamy texture. Wow, really nice. Really, really nice. It kind of illuminates it even more. I will definitely look up, guys, and I'll let you know, and I'll pop it somewhere here if you can get this cream separately. So I've taken as much as I've gotten in the pack on my face. Okay, we're just going to rub the rest in. Very small amount that was remaining. And I'm going to go in with my hands again. I can see there's a little bit of white here, but we can mix that. Okay, so it says to mix and apply with hands or a brush. So I'm going to go in with my hands because that's what I've done. And obviously due to this being a vlog, you will see how it kind of, it's just no smell from the cream whatsoever. Very smooth going on, very, very smooth. So what I have found, just because I've used this with normal moisturizer before, it has lessened the colour. That's what I can see. So if I will link below, I did a video before and you could see it actually put a colour on my face almost directly and instantly. I'm not seeing a huge amount maybe when I look back on the video, but so what I'm going to do, so now that that's really rubbed in, I do look like it does give you a healthy glow. I'm actually just going to apply a little bit more just on my, okay, just like that, and I'm only going to just kind of lightly do that. So you can see how dark it is, guys, and then just here, and maybe just here, and I'm going to use a brush. So that's what we're going to do, only because it did do a lovely texture. It looked amazing. What I do think the moisturizer did in this case is lessen the colour, which I mean you might be happy with, but I'm just looking at it and I can't see the glow as such or the bronze effect. So what I decided to do is, as you can see, just pop a little bit on the face on its own. And I'm actually going to, as I said before, use my foundation brush from Real Techniques, and we're just going to wet that slightly. Okay, and I'm going to do, what I'm going to do now is just kind of lightly brush it around, dab it into the face, not dragging it anywhere. Just to, you can see a little bit more of a colour there. That's what I wanted to do, guys. Okay, so yes, so that's nice. So you can kind of, I suppose, if you liked the other way and you want just a light look, you don't want to look too bronzy, and that's definitely just given me like more of a tanned, bronzy, healthy glow. Okay. Okay, yes, you can see that there. Yeah, I prefer that. So what I'm going to do is use my brows. I'm going to just do my brows now, and I use my Ultra Precise E.L.F. and I might just pop on the lights because it's gotten a bit dark. So that's a little bit better. So as I said before, I'm going to just pop my, I'm going to do my brows now with the Ultra Precise Brow Pencil from E.L.F. And this isn't really like a get ready with me as such as testing products, so hopefully just this light, you'll have seen me probably apply these various products before. So what I'm going to do is just, it's a duo. You've got your brush on this side and you've got your pencil on the other, and what we're going to do is just start to fill in the brows. So I've gotten, and this is what I do, guys, and let me know in the comments if this is what you do when guests come over, particularly my mum. So what I do is I usually get her, and this probably sounds crazy, so I get new bed linen. Keep in mind, she comes over maybe 3 or 4 times a year. I get new bed linen and sheets. I go to Superdrug and I get her a shower gel, shampoo. She loves Tresemme, so I get her the Tresemme, and then I get her like a shower sponge. I get her non-slip grip slippers. I specifically got them this time because the whole apartment is wood. And it is quite slippy, and you know, as she's getting older, I don't want her to slip because I've seen her slip in her apartment before and things like that, so I want her to be okay. So I got her non-slip grip slippers, which are quite with the back as well, and I've gotten her new pajamas. I know this sounds crazy, but I do it all the time when she comes over, just to make her feel welcome. So when she comes in, she's got fresh bed linen, she's got, you know, her pajamas. She probably brings, I know she brings her own, but I like to get her fresh pajamas. She has all her kind of shower stuff she needs, and then I usually get her 2 guest towels. And yeah, I know that sounds crazy, but I do it for her because I want her to feel, and then I usually ask her, because we have different tastes in dinner and things like that, so I ask her how many days she's coming over for, and then I plan ahead. Maybe I'm just getting a bit, I don't know, too, you know, I don't know, specific, but I ask her what she likes, and I do know what she likes from being over with her, and then the amount of days she's staying, I make sure those dinners are there. So yes, it just makes the whole visit nicer. It makes it nicer for her. She's not really into lunch or breakfast, so she'll have, maybe I'll get up and have my porridge, but that's because I work and I do a lot of things like that. She'll get up, maybe have a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and then she'll maybe have her lunch at about 12 or 1. So I just like to have all that sorted, you know, so she enjoys her stay. So yes, so when the sofa comes, I'm planning to go into Banbury, into Superdrug or Boots, and just get her little bits and pieces. I know she likes a body cream from the Body Shop, which I can only get now on Amazon because obviously the Body Shop closed, which is that Moringa. It's coming today. Tomorrow. Is it the Moringa body butter? So yes, I'm doing that. And so yes, she just has a nice day. It's a pleasant time for her, you know, and she's not kind of, because sometimes you do stay and you do think, I've gone over to Ireland before and, you know, I've rushed and I've got on the plane, come off, and I've looked in my bag and said, oh, I forgot this or I forgot that. So that's what I want to do for her. So that's what we'll do. So yes, what do I think of the mousse? I like the texture of the cream that you got on this. I will have a look and see. Maybe I didn't put enough of the bronzing drops in, but then when we tried them on our own, it was lovely. So that's that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just set what I've done, and then we're going to go on with our, so actually what I'll do is I'll do my cream bronzer now and my cream blush, and then we'll set them both. But what I'll do first is just set the kind of BB cream. So to set everything, I'm using my Rimmel Stay Matte. It's transparent 001. I did use the collection, but it had like a candle. It was called Candlelight, and it did have kind of a little bit of a colour in it. So anything I did, I think I've mentioned before, it would kind of taint the colour. And even though it set everything, if I put bronzer, blush, anything strong, it then kind of affected the colour I'd just done. So this is transparent from Rimmel, and really good price too. And they're a very good brand in terms of, you know, price and stuff. So we're just going to pop in our blending brush there, and all I'm going to do is kind of dot it around the face, and you can see it's not making a difference to the color whatsoever, which is what we want, but it is setting where I need it to set. And it's just taking that kind of, it's not taking away from the kind of glow, but it's certainly not making anything look greasy or that greasy effect. You don't need a lot for a really good result, and that's that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, what I like about this is it doesn't affect anything putty that I put on. So my putty bronzer and putty blush, they still don't get affected. Sometimes when you put powder and then you go back to liquid or anything like that, it can affect it, but this doesn't. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to go around with my bronzer, and this is Tan Lines. Is it Tan Lines? I've got, yeah, Tan Lines. So we're just, and as you know from my trying to kind of use things up, this is the one I'm trying to use. So I'm just going to kind of follow it and I can definitely see, guys, it's giving me a nice tan, the Drunk Elephant. The only thing I will say is that the moisturizer, it just lightened it a bit. It lightened the effect of the bronzer is probably the best way to put it. So okay, and then just under here a bit. Okay, so yes, that's what I do for Mum when she comes over. I definitely just make sure she's having a good stay. I don't know if it's you, but when somebody new comes, or not somebody new, when somebody comes, I get new bed linen is what I meant to say. So what I'm going to do is use my contour from Real Techniques to brush, and I'm just going to dab it slightly, because there's a wet consistency to the putty anyway. You don't have to kind of wet it as much as you would if you were kind of trying to blend out maybe powder. So let's just do that, making sure it goes all the way to the hairline. Okay, so it's going to be interesting today, and I wanted to get back onto my Juice Plus shakes, so I'm going to try and get some fruit for that. You can have it on its own, but I like to put banana in it. I've got a lot of Juice Plus videos, so do take a look at them if you're interested. But because of my antibiotics, I couldn't particularly take the capsules, and I usually go for the berry capsules, which is skin, hair and nails, and so I will be taking those today. So yes, I like the effect of that. What I'm going to do now is kind of set that with the Wet n Wild Disney's Alice in Wonderland, and this is their bronzer. It's T-Anyone bronzing palette, and again, I think I've said in previous videos, you get a lot, guys, for your money. Look at the size of them. So you can either mix them, or you can kind of just, if you want a kind of a clearer, kind of more of a, so these two are shimmers, this is the darker, this is the lighter, so you can kind of mix what you want. I'm going to kind of mix it today. But if you want, what I'm saying is, if you wanted to specifically go for a very dark contour look, you would have this. If you wanted just a nice bronzer look, you could have this. You could match them, and then there's a highlight. So we're going to do that using the same contour brush, and we're going to go around like that. I'm not going to kind of be specific, and we're just going to kind of set basically what we've done there. So I haven't bought anything new in terms of beauty or makeup. I'm trying to stay really good about just using what I have. I'm so tempted. Yesterday I was collecting a prescription in Boots, and I walked past the Revolution stand, Makeup Revolution, and they now have Revolution bronzing drops, and I was so tempted to get them. So tempted to get them, but I have the W7, I have the Drink Elephant. I think a lot of brands are just coming out with their version of the bronzing drops, and I was just so tempted to get them. So I don't know, I might wait a month or so, but yes, their ones looked really good. The one thing I will say about the Revolution bronzing drops is that I liked the fact that they had 2 different versions, so it depends what skin tone you are. So if you're a darker skin tone, they did have that darker one for you, whereas what I found with W7 and Drunk Elephant, if you're a different ethnicity, anything like that, one colour isn't going to work for you. So it was really good. I think they had 2, so they've got a very dark one and they got a very light one, so you could choose based on your skin tone, which I really liked. It's very inclusive. I like the fact that that was quite inclusive. So now what we're going to do is put on the Putty blush, and that's in Tahiti. Okay, so we're just going to take that to the cheekbones and just the front of the cheek, and I like to press it in the direction that I like, and then we'll blend it out. Okay, just like that. Okay, and you can see it's a nice kind of warm, it warms to the skin very quickly, and then you can either use a small blender brush or beauty blender or a brush. I'm going to be using my Real Techniques blush brush for the powder, but for the actual putty, I like to kind of just set it to the skin instead of dragging it with a brush. I do not drag the skin as such, but I wouldn't brush it in. I prefer to set a putty and then go over. If I am going over it with, say, a powder bronzer, which I am, then I will use the brush. Okay, so let's do that. So yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Mum. I definitely saw her, I think, we are in August, July, June. I think I went over in June because I moved in June. May. I saw her in May because I was going through a little bit of sharing, wasn't the best experience, and I was struggling a little bit, you know, mentally, things like that. So I went over. It wasn't a planned, it was the first time I kind of just went over to Mum because I just needed my mum, and yeah, it was a really good, really nice kind of to do. So June would be the last time. But when you don't see your mum or you're in a different country, even when you see them, you see the difference. So, you know, when it was COVID, I didn't see her at all. And then, you know, so that was 2 or 3 years. That was the first time, I think, ever that I'd never seen her in such a long time. And so you do see the difference, you know, they do age quicker. And it just makes me really think, you know, grasp the things you have, make the best of, you know, the family, you know, and that's kind of on my mind. So I want her to come over and just have a really good time. And just kind of forget about everything. So yes, so this is the Marble Effect Max Factor, and this is in Gorgeous Berries, and this is what it looks like. I'll do a little swatch. You've probably seen it in a lot of my videos. So we're just going to kind of set that with our Real Techniques blush brush quickly. So what I'm going to do is separate these videos. So this will be the end of this video just after we set the face, and then it will go on to the vlog of the day, basically, just so you guys aren't kind of sat in one position with, like, for like an hour's vlog even. So that's what that looks like. Then we're going to go in with our E.L.F. and the duos. So I've got my Wet n Wild, and I think I've said before, I got this with other Wet n Wild products a couple of months ago, and this one came with the last little section here completely broken. So I don't know what happened. It's a shame, but I didn't want to throw it away. Because I do like the colours, but you can see it was just completely smashed, guys, which is a shame, but I don't want to give it away. I won't do that, that's wasteful. So that's what that looks like, and we're going to be using this piece today. The rest of the products we'll be using is the E.L.F. I Love You a Latte, and I do have a short on that. Okay, so what I'm going to go in for my crease colour is this one here. None of them are named, it's just called I Love You a Latte. So I'm going to be using my Real Techniques blender brush, making sure it's a clean brush. So we're just going to go in with that colour there and tap, and just gonna blend, sweeping motions. Okay, and I am going to go over then just with the creamier colour, just under the brow. Warm that with the skin, just make sure you've got that clear consistency separating. And then there is some colour on the brush still, so I'm going to use the remainder before I go in again. And you can see there, it's just above the lid, just a nice crease colour. Nice consistency there. Okay, and then as I said before, what I'm going to do is go here and just under the brow, just with that cooler colour, just to separate. And then I'm going to go in with this deeper, sorry, this is going to be in the inner corner, so we're going to set that now. We're going to do that now. You can see, and then I'm going to go to the outer corners with the deeper brown. Okay, and then I'm going to go with the, so these colors are extremely similar. So if you see this brown here, this is Wet n Wild. This brown here, this is E.L.F. They are extremely similar, almost the exact same color. So we're just going to go in with this deeper color from Wet n Wild, which is the brown, the deepest brown, and I'm just going to place that on the outside. Like that, and we're going to go in on the other side and do the same thing. So I've gone in the opposite direction. What I've done is put the inner color on first and then put the brown, and I find that works really well because you're not then going in too far with the brown. And then what I do is I go in with a clean fluffy brush and I blend. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, on each side, I'm just going to use for today the tip of the Beauty Blender, just in an upward motion before we blend. Okay, so let's get that clean fluffy brush from Real Techniques. This was in a set I got, and it is in the smallest writing, deluxe crease brush. So that's what that is. So all we're going to do is then kind of blend everything we've done in. You can go as deep as you want to, as dark as you'd like to. Okay, so what I'll do is my mascara and come back. And before we do the mascara, I have to give another shout out. As you know, this is my favorite so far the last couple of months setting spray. This is the Revolution Matte Fix. I got it in Superdrug. They do have the dewy, but this is the oil control fixing spray, which I've been finding really useful at the minute with the weather, and my job, the nature of my job is I'm always on the go, so you can get quite warm. So I would highly recommend this. It's in Superdrug. It may be in Boots too, but I got this on a 3 for 2 with Makeup Revolution. So yes, going to set this, and then we're going to do the mascara.
It's not magic, it's just something you like to say when I look your way. Over and over again till we're out of place, but I hear everything, you are not the same. Wing up to your walls, standing in my room, coming closer.
Okay guys, so lastly I'm going to go in with my W7 Full-Time Lips. There isn't a, I've said that before, there actually isn't a name for this. Even when I bought it online, I went back to look for you guys to see if I could find the name, and it doesn't have a name. So that's what it is though. It's really nice. It reminds me of the Provocalips from Rimmel. So yes, we're going to put this on. It has a little bit of a gloss here, and this side is just the colour. So we're just going to pop that on now. This is the look today, guys. I am going to do my hair and straighten it, so you'll see me in the next part. So this is part 1, and I will pop that on the description. So this was kind of just getting ready, talking about what's happening. The next part is going to be me getting the house ready like a crazy person, just trying to get, and I know what you're thinking, it's Friday and she doesn't arrive till Monday, but as in it's Friday today, she doesn't arrive until next Thursday, but due to my kind of sofa arriving, it kind of got me into gear, into jump mode basically. I wanted to then kind of leave a few days for the kind of bed linen to get here, things like that, just trying to prepare really. So the first thing you do is you pop this on. This is the color, and we're just gonna pop that on. It's a perfect daytime look. So be cleaning the bathroom today, I'll be cleaning the kitchen, I'll be cleaning, I have to clean I hoover the entire apartment only because everywhere is wood, and you know, you get dust and things like that. I prefer wood, to be honest, to carpets because of, you know, spills, things like that. You don't really have to worry too much, so I'll be doing that. It's good as well that I'm home today, just in case I do get a delivery from Amazon already, at least I'm here. So yes, so that's that. And it does look a little bit like it needs something else, and that's why they have the liqueur there. I call it a liqueur, this side, and this is kind of a gloss. So it's already getting sticky, and you know when that happens, you can then put on the gloss. Now what I found with this, if you're thinking of getting it, is it stayed on with cold drinks and food. It's when hot drinks, that's kind of when I noticed it came off. Okay, so that's it guys. I know the lighting let us down today, didn't it? And it's very early in the morning, and it's usually very, very bright here. But I think it's the trees. If I just show you, they do sort of block the sunlight, even though it's very early. So if I just show you, kind of see it does get a little bit darker a bit earlier, but the other side of the house faces the light, so it's kind of just trying to kind of catch the light when I can. But that's it guys, that's the look today. Gonna do my hair, and then we're going to kind of get on with the rest of vlog part 2. Have a good day guys, and I'll see you soon.